Hey guys, what's up? Excuse me, already starting off strong, right? Welcome. Happy Friday. Hope you guys had a good Friday. I did. Mostly worked and then was trying to figure out a weird like Adobe Premiere Pro issue. And the ultimate answer is Adobe sucks and they need to get their crap working together. But it was like I was all of a sudden I got super paranoid about how when you go to like a menu and you drop it down and say you want to like save or something like that in Adobe Premiere Pro, I was like, well, why isn't it highlighting like what my mouse is over? I could have sworn it did that. So I got on like chat support and all this stuff. Turns out it does highlight it. It was very, very faint. But if you have Adobe Photoshop, it's completely different and like has more of a dark theme and accessibilities, but they haven't done it for Adobe. And I opened up After Effects and it was the same thing. And I was like, why did all of a sudden get paranoid about that? I know why. I know why is because I was for work, I was testing to export a proxy file, and it was like a super big file. And my computer can handle pretty big files, but a Premiere, everyone has been saying like the playback and stuff, even if you do all this stuff, is like laggy and crap. And it was doing that, and then I got a blue screen of death that says hyper. It was like a hypervisor error, which means something with like the virtual machine, which I don't have that. But there's a feature that can be enabled to it. There's that, or it could be a RAM or just a driver issue. But pretty sure it got resolved. Upgraded those BIOS that needed upgraded, did that, repaired any window files or whatever, and pretty much did everything. So that should be situated, but you know, it's still Adobe being Adobe. And I think in the end, it's just it sucks. I was messing around with DaVinci. DaVinci. If I would definitely like to use that because it seemed to run everything just seemed to run a lot smoother. But I'm too used to Adobe. And what I use for work, I use a lot of presets, and that's kind of built in to DaVinci. So you can't export presets. You would have to manually do everything over again, which I would have to just do more research. But if I can find that way to shift over, it'd be fantastic. But anyway, probably going to be a rather short stream tonight. Maybe afterwards we'll just hop on and do some more Beyond Good and Evil HD. We got some articles here that captured my interest. Apparently, Rumble is banned in Russia. For the Union, Mother Russia is done. Crazy Ivan. My stereotype of Russia just makes me think of Red Alert 3 because I played that game. Or no, Red Alert 2, Yuri's Revenge. I play that game all the time. But so you know you had those. I just think of those because I always like the voice lines in that game. What's up, Todd? But apparently Rumble banned in Russia. We'll see. Let's see all that entails. Sarah Bond, we all know Xbox has closed down a lot of studios. Sarah Bond responded to a question about that and gave the most non-answer answer I have ever heard. Bunch of gobbledygook is what she did, and it was bullshit. And clearly a diversity hire, in my opinion. We'll find out more about her here. And then found some more Nintendo stuff as well. Supposedly some recent Nintendo Switch 2, even though they say it's the successor of the Switch specs. So we'll jump into that. But before we do, I encourage people, if you're liking the show and you like hearing me sounding like an idiot, make sure to hit that subscribe button, punch that thumbs up, and ring that bell to get notified when I go live. And also check out the descriptions to check out other social media that I guess go around or something that I hang out on. Mostly X, but not like super hardcore, not like those weirdos out there. But we are live on YouTube, Rumble, and X. I was going to do Kick, but apparently, even though I am paying for a more higher version of StreamYard, apparently it's not the ultra special one to where I could stream more than just 3 destinations. Bullshit. I'll have to yell at them about that because I could easily just do Rumble Studios. I should wonder if they've upgraded that lately. Anyway, check me out on YouTube, check me out on Rumble. There you go. And if you want to support the show beyond just pushing the algorithm, maybe consider checking out the membership and subscription tiers. Help boost the channel up by just having it grow and then, providing fun content for you guys that I can. All righty. So this caught my eye from ASUSA. Nintendo's business plan has a good reason for why they won't buy external studios. I figured it could kind of fit into the whole, Microsoft just closing all these studios and then saying that we need to make smaller games. It's like, how about instead of having a big budget of going into one game, you use that big budget and like make some nicely polished, like multiple games? Because heaven forbid, you don't have to motion capture, have an actor in for every freaking character inside of a game. Excuse me. But Nintendo is clear about its strategy in this changing world in which the video game industry finds itself. While PlayStation and Xbox lead the rivalry in the race to acquire development studios. Yeah, that right there is retarded. Why? Not only Rumble banned in Russia, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook also banned. Soon Russia become North Korea. Oh, man. Oh, boy. And apparently closure controversies. Yep. The Japanese company prefers another method to prepare for new development cycles. Man, I need to do like tongue warm-ups and exercises before I do a show. Granted, I like wait till the last minute to get everything set up because I'm usually working on other stuff. And aside from my autism kicking in and randomly spurting out words during the day, it's not like I'm constantly talking and warming up. Anyway, so Nintendo president Shuntaro Furukawa explained the growth method they have chosen internally to investors during the closing of the 2024 fiscal year. For the company, it is not enough to acquire a group of external talent, but rather they focus on hiring experienced professionals and new graduates to mentor in their methodology. I agree with that. Granted, there's a lot of DEI still coming around from Nintendo and censorship, but I do agree with this because hopefully the people that they'll supposedly mentor and pass on their knowledge to in the system, in the video game industry are based enough to actually care about the industry itself and not just trying to get social brownie points. But then, of course, we all know Nintendo on their thoughts about piracy and emulation and stuff. So, So by doing this allows them to understand what Nintendo is from the beginning of their career there, instead of coming in with a methodology already specific to other teams. Yeah, I do agree. The thing is though is that there's a bunch of woke people there. They're simply going to pass on that woke ideology to the next generation, which is counterintuitive because the woke don't care about video games. They only care about video games so that they can push their agenda and right any wrong that is supposedly within the industry. But this is this is Nintendo Japan. Hopefully, I don't know. Nintendo is already working on a new space to house more workers. Oh, look at that. Already housing more workers while PlayStation and Microsoft are laying off workers. Already in 2023, we saw that Nintendo's growth plans included the construction of a new building in the vicinity of its current headquarters, located in the city of Kyoto. Its completion is expected in 2028, dang, or later to comply with the expansion plan they have outlined. At first, they targeted a 12-story building of 400,000 square foot or feet, but eventually decided to go for more than 13 floors that could accommodate a greater number of employees. With the permanent contract, internal teams will grow in volume to be able to maintain more developments and deal with an increasing deadline of the most relevant project. What is this? This is CNBC. You've beaten Stellar Blade? Nice. And the success of the Nintendo Switch has allowed them to look at its successor with a more ambitious vision. While the hybrid arrived in 2017 as a revolution compared to the disaster that the Wii U in sales, the next generation of Nintendo consoles will take the baton of one of the best selling consoles in history. Oh, yeah. I mean, the Wii U really wasn't bad. It's just, it was poorly advertised from what I've heard people say, and I kind of looked into. And really, it was just a glorified Wii. Like, if the Wii U just came out when the Wii did, I mean, could that have been possible? Probably not. I would assume not. But if that were the case, dude, Nintendo would have blown it out of the water. But the Wii, people like the Wii. With 141 million units placed worldwide, it is on track to break all records during its commercial period. Silver Blade is a very good game, I must say. Yeah, I'll need to snag a copy at some point. All right, not a really it's 2-minute read article, so not terrible, but there you go. I do like this idea. They focus on hiring experienced professionals and new graduates to mentor in their methodology to allow them to understand what Nintendo is from the beginning of the career. I do like that, that's for sure, instead of just buying out companies and then merging them together and then apparently firing a bunch of people and closing down studios. But as far as I'm concerned, there definitely needs a big purge in the video game industry for sure. Specifically, the DEI woke nonsense. Like, all those people need to go. They don't contribute to anything. You'd think it'd be easy. Nintendo going their own way, yeah. You'd think it'd be easy. You think that they would just be like, here's an idea. We're doing this for a game. And so it's like, okay, do this. And then someone goes, I have this character, the story's this, we have these characters. And then one person's like, well, we need a strong female protagonist, that can stand up and not, be held back by the patriarchal society. Just turns, be like, you're gone. Goodbye. See, any sort of lingo like that, it should be immediately fired. Because it's clear that you have an activist mindset. You care more about the social aspect than you do about gaming. It's simple, really. Gaming first, your ideology and stuff set to the side. I don't care what you believe in and whatnot. Keep that shit out of games. Oh, but you see it all over in the game, like, and then they'll give example of XYZ. It's part of the story, jackass. Your ideology that you're trying to fist into a franchise was not established in the lore. If it was, then it's already been done. So that again, then why are you here? It's already been done. Just hire me. Just hire me, and I'll fire tons of people. Never been. I've been in like assistant manager and managers to other stuff. Never really had to fire anybody. I think it'd be fun though. I'd love to fire these people. That'd be fantastic. See them break down. Especially if they were the diversity hire, It's like, well, you didn't contribute to anything. You just got hired because of, we needed this. The higher up said we needed this, but I say no, we need someone who knows about gaming. And that could be anybody. All right. Video Game Chronicle. Supposedly found some more information about the Switch 2. Switch 2. Tech spec may have been found in customs and shipping data. If true, the RAM and memory are significantly higher than those of the original Switch. Well, I mean, cool. Anything else? So information on the RAM and storage spec of the Nintendo Switch's successor may have been found by internet sleuths. Members of the Famiboards forum. Oh, is that supposed to be like Famicom? Famiboards, I'm assuming, is probably how you pronounce that. Have been tracking customs and shipping data for some time now in an attempt to find information on shipments being sent between Nintendo, Nvidia, and other parts manufacturers. Oh, clever. Okay. So they can get the information of what parts are being shipped. They can kind of put together something to, clever. I need the Jurassic Park clever girl line. I don't have it.
They used ammonia. None of this is any good. Fuck!
I mean, that doesn't that doesn't fit what we're talking about, but I mean, I'm always down to hear Agent Paul Smecker. So according to some members, shipping information from March, which has only recently been made publicly available, has now turned up references to a number of new shipments with new codenames, which they believe refer to components for the next Nintendo console. One listing is for a gigabyte RAM chip, of which 2 will reportedly be used for a total of 12. It's currently unclear whether it will be an LPDDR5 or an LPDR5X RAM, but it will reportedly run at speeds of 7,500 million transfers per second. By comparison, the original Switch had 4 gigabytes of LPDDR4 RAM, which ran at speeds of up to 3,200 million transfers per second. I'm sure if I sat down and I learned and I really absorbed all of this information, I'm sure I would get it. But man, that just went right over my head. Obviously, since this number is bigger, apparently it runs faster. But that can't, we don't want to fall into that mindset of the newest thing isn't necessarily the better version, Bigger isn't always better. As I slurp my Dr. K, my off-brand Dr. Pepper. Another listing suggests that the Switch's built-in storage will be 256 gigabytes and will be UFS 3.1, which means potential reading speeds of up to 2,100 megabits compared to the original 32 gigabyte storage, which peaks around 300 megabits. I'm pretty sure that's megabits, right? It's not millibits. Well, megabytes, I guess, not because I'm assuming megabits are different. Megabits and megabytes. Megabytes, yeah. Whoops, sorry. Reverse those. Megabytes. Anyway, while at this stage, it's impossible to tell exactly how this will all play out in terms of the actual performance of Nintendo's next console. The data does suggest it will be significantly more powerful than that of its predecessor. Comparisons with the other consoles are far less straightforward, particularly because Nintendo's next console will use NVIDIA tech and ARM architecture versus the AMD tech and 862 or 862. What? I'm just inserting numbers now. X86 archetype, or God dang it, architecture and Xbox and PlayStation consoles. So the storage speed does come close to the 2.4 gigabytes per read speed of the Xbox Series XS. However, it's also currently unclear how much the Switch's successor will make use of the NVIDIA's DLSS upscaling technology, which could result in better visual detail with less GPU power. Nintendo confirmed this week that it will announce its next console. We already knew this. I kind of read that yesterday, but for anybody new, they'll announce it the next fiscal year, meaning that the Switch's successor will be revealed at the end of March 2025. And it's still going to plan on having the June Nintendo Direct this year, but they won't be talking about any of the next gen games, and assumingly the successor. There you go. All right. I wonder if I only found one article about this. I probably should pull up another one since I kind of made it. Here's another thing. Found another article about this. The Rumble being banned or supposedly being banned in Russia. I've got a niche gamer article here that we can pull up. Not super long, but I wanted to see if we have any. I found something on Newsbusters. Very cool. And Fox. Good old Fox, but I don't want to bother with that. Brain Gaming. What's up, man? Hey, man, Switch 2 looks decent. Just hope Nintendo doesn't overprice it like they did the 3DS. I think that was just a kind of like a stock footage because we don't even know what it is aside from specs. But what up, brah? All right. Rumble now banned. This came yesterday around 1 p.m. EDT. So, according to news reports, it seems that the YouTube alternative video site Rumble has been banned in Russia. Alas, the new ban of the video platform has been confirmed by some users on Reddit and anti-censorship site Reclaim the Net, as well as the Rumble CEO himself, Chris Pavlovsky. Russia has officially blocked Rumble because we refuse to comply with their censorship demands. Good. Fuck them. Rumble CEO Chris Pavlovsky said. Ironically, YouTube is still operating in Russia, and everyone needs to ask what Russia demands Google and YouTube are complying with. Yeah, very true. Very, 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 very true. But what exactly were the supposed demands that Russia made? Pavlovsky explained in a recent talk. Rumble had received multiple requests from the Russian government to censor various channels which did not violate their terms of service, said in an X Spaces talk. One of the accounts was with respect to marijuana. Another seemed to be like some kind of conspiracy channel, and the other channel seemed to be an Arabic channel that was political. This is still the thing that I don't get, because I know people like Legal Mindset explained about this and whatnot. But how, say those laws are over there, and it doesn't have to be Russia, like anywhere. And then you go to another country and said, "Hey, uh, we demand that you take this down because of our laws." And you just look over and you just go and you just say, "Eat my asshole. Why do I care about your law? I'm not over there. If I was over there, I would obviously try to accommodate to the customs and whatever laws there are. But you're just somebody over there demanding that I do something from afar. Here in America, we already did that once. We went to war about it." Well, Rumble famously cut access to the entire country of France. That was awesome. A few years ago, when France threatened to ban their service for refusing to block Russian feeds due to the Ukraine invasion. Yeah, we didn't. And now Russia's complaining about, dude. Oh my gosh, this is so retarded. It's always this. So many people bitch about America interfering with other people's businesses and stuff like that. But then here you got these people coming over saying, "We don't like what you're streaming. We don't like that your service is streaming this specific content." Dude, eat a bag of dicks. Oh my gosh. Russia cutting Rumble off first seems to be a new precedent for their site. What's more concerning is the lack of coverage of this incident by the American news media. When Rumble blocked France for refusing to bow to the French government, sites like The Atlantic refused to hide their bias, rushing to cover the event with insightful headlines such as alt-right website caters to Russia, and other such libel has been since taken down. Yeah, because they're douchebags. Because they knew they would just get a hit. And then even if it wasn't true. So Chris also noticed this, and he voiced quite a concern about the lack of coverage in another statement. Not a single mainstream news source has covered the fact that Russia has blocked Rumble, and it's been over 24 hours, Pawlowski said. Rumble is a public company trading with a market cap near $2 billion under the ticker symbol $ rum. And corporate media doesn't think this is important. Rumble continues to hold true to their word by refusing to kowtow to any government request. So we'll see if that stance changes somewhere down the line. For now, Russian users are having to seek out VPN services in order to access content on Rumble. See, that's the other thing too. Like, people are just going to VPN it until the government decides to shut down VPNs. That one I think would like explode into something, because then like Mr. Anonymous says, "Yo, Greg, what's up?" All right, so we got some information there. Yeah, this is yeah. Dude, we see people use VPNs all the time. It's like, come on, guys. All right. See if we get any more information on Mr. C Free Speech. This is apparently newsbusters.org. It's a blog. I don't know if it's an opinion piece, but we'll see. So Rumble CEO reacts to being banned in Russia, unveils pressure against Rumble to censor. So CEO Chris reacted to Rumble being banned from Russia over its animate free speech stance. On May 7th, he addressed in an X Spaces hosted by social media personality Mario Nawfal. During the Spaces, Pawlowski was asked to explain why his platform was banned from Russia, as well as his company's experiences with other countries demanding censorship. Strikingly, Rumble has been criticized in the past for platforming Russian media and was even forced to leave France after that country demanded that the platform ban Russian news programs. One thing that really strikes me right now, if you guys remember back 2 years ago, we were banned. Well, we left France. They threatened to shut us off at the local level, so we decided to make the decision to leave the country entirely. And we did it because they wanted to shut down Russia Russian news sources that came from Russia, so we denied that request, and we ended up leaving France. Every single paper in the United States and Canada covered how we were allowing Russian news sources on Rumble. And where we were, they called me every name in the book. He pointed out the bitter irony that Rumble had previously been banned for platforming Russian voices at the legacy media, and that the legacy media, previously so critical of Rumble for being, quote, pro-Russian, or Russia, is now conspicuously silent on Rumble being banned. Might have happened a month ago, but we confirmed that Russia had put Rumble on a block list, and we are completely inaccessible within Russia entirely, he explained. And not a single news source, that covered us prior, what we did in France, is covering this situation. He revealed that, this is Chris, revealed that Rumble was banned after it refused to comply with censorship orders from the Russian government. Mentioned one of the accounts was banned over the marijuana-related issue. Another seemed to be a conspiracy channel, but I'm not sure because it was in a different language. And the other channel seemed to be an Arabic channel that was political in the Arabic language. Those were the type of channels they wanted us to remove. And we didn't see that they violated any of our terms of services, so we ignored the order. And then they shut us off at the IP level. Pawlowski also asked if he received similar requests from Western governments. While he denied receiving any direct orders, Chris pointed out that censorship in the West is conducted using an entirely different model from traditionally autocratic countries. The way the U.S. market tries to impose censorship is by using media organizations to try to do hit jobs on our company, or on your company if they go after you. So they'll bring up this person or that person or this piece of content, and they'll write up a whole article about one video that they found on your platform out of millions. So the way censorship moves in America is through using media organizations. The media organizations are the entities that push censorship across all big tech platforms, and I do agree. He added that the big tech platforms are scared shitless of the media organizations, and that's what gets them to buckle. I know. I somewhat agree. I think big tech and media organizations are scratching each other's back and sucking each other off because they're scum. But I do agree that that's kind of how they get a lot of them to buckle down. So there you go. Not supposedly, is banned because of an unknown conspiracy channel, an Arabic political channel, and yeah. That's it. Dumb. Amazing. Well, I am happy and grateful that Chris is fighting the good fight, and hopefully he'll come out on top of being a proponent of free speech, not bowing down to government from entities on a totally different continent. That's the thing that still gets me. Hey, yeah, we're this government that you're not even remotely like located near or like in. Yeah, can you you need to shut these channels down. No. Shut down your government and then maybe we'll get back to you. We're going to block you at the IP level. Okay, sure. Go fuck yourself. Like, get out of here. Oh my goodness gracious. Again, and this actually really ties into government in general trying to control the internet. Can't really do it. Can't really police the internet. They're going to try at some point. The only person that's probably going to succeed, and well, not probably, he will succeed, is the Antichrist, because he'll charm everybody and get everybody to do what he wants. When that happens, I mean, hopefully I'm gone by that time. Okie doke. So before we get to Sarah Bond here, here's another niche article. Xbox Studios head says they need. Well, I guess this is. No, this is a different guy, Matt Booty. Matt Booty, nice name. says they need, quote, smaller games immediately after shutting down small studios. What are you, retarded? The head of Xbox Game Studios, Matt Booty, says the company needs smaller games, despite the company shuttering several small studios just the day before. Shuttering? Is that supposed to be shutting down? And somehow it autocorrected to shuttering? Weird. Dude, I'm not even like the best speller, nor am I like the best when it comes to grammar and stuff, but it's probably because a lot of people don't read these out loud. They're probably just typing it and thinking it in their head, not really saying what they're typing. Unless this is a see right now, what is it? What would this be? Shuddering. That'd be a verb, right? 'Cause a verb is an action word, right? Yeah. Words that show action occurrences. Yeah. According to The Verge, Booty made the statement in a town hall style meeting where he said, "We need smaller games that give us prestige and awards." Fans are considering the statement to be more than a little tone deaf after the company shut down Arcane Austin, Redfall, Tango Gameworks, Hi-Fi Rush, and more. Now I thought Redfall was garbage. I mean, I didn't play it. I've been hearing like I thought Redfall like it was like whatever, who cares? But I did hear Hi-Fi Rush was supposedly pretty good. What has made the situation even more frustrating for fans is that Hi-Fi Rush in particular has been considered both a commercial, oh here you go, and critical success after it released last year. So here's a tweet right here. What exactly determines success for an Xbox game these days? Hi-Fi Rush AFAC has no physical version, no marketing, no multiplayer. If Xbox is pressuring ZeniMax to deliver sales of its games, maybe it shouldn't put so much emphasis on Xbox Game Pass. What's the goal here? So Aaron Greenberg says, Hi-Fi Rush was a breakout hit for us and our players in all key measurements and expectations. We couldn't be happier with the team at Tango Gameworks, delivered with this surprise release. So while large game publishers continue to snap up indies, here at Niche Gamer, we'll continue to do our best to highlight the independent games that we think look fun. Check out our niche spotlight. Oh, okay. Well, there's the promotion there. And apparently, if you want a Plumbers Don't Wear Tie definitive edition, you can check it out. Yeah, stupid. Yeah, the self-awareness of these people, like zero. And again, and who knows? Like, is it because do they legitimately just not care about money and they'll just throw away whatever they want and not worry about the repercussions? Like, is that it? Because this is what it's getting down to. It's getting down to Sony and Microsoft buying up all these studios and then apparently firing people, closing them, all to push for this game, this Xbox, like this Game Pass. I'm telling you, man, they want everything to be digital. They don't want anything physical. But apparently games that are simply just digital, they don't want to keep up. These people are stupid. Especially like this Matt Booty guy, just completely, like the article said, completely tone deaf.
And this guy must be a fag.
But why settle for someone like Matt Booty when we have Sarah Bond, The name's Bond, Sarah Bond. Diversity for hire. Let me see if I can find that X. Oh, here it is. Grums has it. All right, so we'll pull this up here real quick. So here's the video that you guys might have seen.
I think one of the things that was most
Hopefully you guys
upsetting
can hear
both to
that.
Xbox gamers and to employees is that, you know, one of the shuttered studios in particular just created a hit game, did really well on Game Pass and in terms of engagement, and won a ton of awards.
Yep.
Shouldn't succeeding in that way ensure the future of a studio?
Yep.
You know, one of the things I really love about the games industry is it's a creative art form.
Okay, has nothing to do with the question.
And it means that the situation and what success is for each game and studio is also really unique. Like there's
Making a successful game is unique, according to her. According to Sarah right now. Holy crap. It did really well. We never saw that. What the? Dude, nonsense. President of Xbox. How? How did you become president? I joke when I say it, but seriously, are you straight up diversity hire? This is fucking stupid.
there's no one size fits all.
No one size fits all. Well, it wasn't exactly what we were thinking. Oh, you made a third person. Oh, you made a free online first person shooter that's really successful. We were kind of thinking of a puzzle game. So that game didn't do well. What are you talking about? Has nothing to do with the one size fits all. It should be about, oh, wow, this game succeeded. Probably should continue doing something with it. Oh, shit.
I think one of the things that was,
You know, one of the things
You know, that is the sigh of hoping that question was not going to come up and apparently not being prepared for it. Like maybe she thought that this person got enough hints from sources to not ask her that question, and she just went ahead and did
things
it
I
anyway.
really love about the games industry is it's a creative art form.
What games does she play, by the way? I'm curious. Anybody know?
And it means that the situation and what success is for each game and studio is also really unique. Like there's no one size fits all to it for us. And so we look at each studio, each game team, and we look at a whole variety of factors when we're faced with sort of making.
Apparently, you didn't look at the factor of it succeeding. I guess that one slipped your mind when you decided to shut down the studio. Is it a game studio? Check. Does it make games? Check. Do they have a good diversity team? Check. How did the game do? Very successful. Oh, that's not on our list. Sorry. It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Making decisions and trade-offs like that. But it all
What'd she say?
factors when we're faced with sort of making decisions and trade-offs.
Successful game? I don't know. Close down the studio. I don't know. We just bought it. So essentially shutting it down means that we're probably like are wasting all that money we just put into buying it. Close it down. There needs to be a purge. People have said it. I've said it before, but there needs to be a purge. There needs to be a video game purge. People like Sarah Bond need to be fired immediately. They do not care about games. Listen to her response in this clip. It tells you exactly what she thinks. She has no fucking clue.
like that. But it all comes back to our long-term commitment to the games we create, the devices we build, the services, and ensuring that we're setting. But it all comes back to our long-term commitment to the games we create.
The games they create. The games they create. Maybe I'm reading it too much into it. I mean, it's not like she put emphasis on the word they or anything like that, but the games they create. They don't want any opposition. Buy out the studios that could possibly be successful. Shut them down. Monopoly, dude. Straight up monopoly. But even games that were going to be made by Microsoft, Scalebound. I was super looking forward to Scalebound. They shut that down.
The devices we build, the services, and
Your services are shit.
ensuring that we're setting.
I straight up when I was playing Beyond Good and Evil HD, I thought I only got it because from the Game Pass when I had one. So I went on Microsoft or Xbox.com. They had advertised that, their one sign up for the Ultimate Game Pass. Start off, get one month free. One month for like $1. They give you that offer many times. I did it. They charged me the full amount. I immediately said, give me my refund back. You advertised that for a month I could get Game Pass for $1. And that was only because if Beyond Good and Evil HD was under there, I would beat it and then cancel. That's why you get physical games, folk. That's why you get physical games. That's why we need to build up other physical companies that make games that's not limited run games and make good quality games. Like good enough, not like cheap, CD ripped versions that they're recently getting bashed on about and not firing someone for wrongthink. But if they're getting that and you really want a physical copy, eBay it, third party it. Try to snipe the cheapest the cheapest price from the scalpers if you really, really want the game. I would rather do that instead of buying it directly from them because at least I know my money is going towards that eBay seller or Amazon seller that's not associated with the company. Do that. Of course, that means is that going to go unnecessarily towards the studio that made it? Probably not. But you're not giving money to like Sony or whoever or limited run games. Want them both to hurt? Scummy studio, scummy physical release. Hate to say it. Want the companies to pay with their wallet, to hit them where it hurts with their wallet? Is yo-hoing the 7 Cs going to be the option? To get it through their fucking skull to listen to the people that actually care about gaming? I don't know. Wait, are they really? This is what I'm talking about, man. Last stream, Wednesday, I looked up online for a little bit and kind of offline before the stream. I looked up. I never changed my background, but I kind of like that. I looked up other sites that do physical games. Some of them had really cool stuff. We saw one with like Battletoads, I think Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Zelda, I think. They were cool. Maybe I should combine both these. Might do that later. the background. It's stupid. This is stupid, dude. Anyway.
Ourselves up to be able to deliver on those promises.
Anyway, long story short, retarded answer, retarded person. That's such a cheap answer. So dumb. And a slap in the face. So let's see if this article from Xbox Era actually has a little bit more information. So while on stage with Dina Bass at the Bloomberg Technology Summit, the president of Xbox, Sarah Bond, was asked about the Xbox studio closures of Arcane Austin, Tango Gameworks, AlphaDog, and Roadhouse Studios. She asked a series of questions around the studio closure. Well, related to some of the trends you're identifying, earlier this week, Xbox announced the shutting of 4 video game studios. I know you're not the studio's chief, but how should we as gamers understand that move in terms of Microsoft's commitment in terms of developing innovative exclusive games? Okay, so then she just reiterates, yeah, it's always extraordinarily hard when you have to make decisions like, oh, wait, no, this is kind of a different response. Yeah, it's always extraordinarily hard when you have to make decisions like that. No one cares about the closing process. You're fired. Yeah, you're terminated. Yeah, we know. We've heard bosses say it all the time. It's either really hard for them or they can do it very easily. Gosh. I'll go back to what I was saying about the industry. When we looked at those fundamental trends, we feel a deep responsibility to ensure that the games we make, the device we build, the service that we offer are there through moments. Well, apparently not for these studios, even when the industry isn't growing, when you're through a time of transition. The news we announced earlier in this week is an outcome of that and our commitment to make sure that the business is healthy for the long term. What does canceling a studio that made a successful game, how does that hinder the health of the industry? South Park. Phase 1, collect underpants. Phase 2. Phase 3, profit. That phase 3 one, the number 2 one, that's where things can get sketchy. But that 3 one, if you made profit, probably pretty good. Pretty good to try to continue doing what you're doing. Later on in the answer, she states, really now for us and our teams, our focus is on the people impacted and doing everything that we can do to help them through this hard transition. What, the devs? The devs that were possibly getting ready to shift over to Microsoft, and then as they were shifting, some chief studio head comes in and says, oh, never mind, you guys are fired. Helping them or helping you guys? This was the email sent by Matt Booty as they shut down 4 studios. Today, I'm sharing changes we are making to our Bethesda and ZeniMax teams. These changes are grounded in prioritizing high-impact titles and further investing in Bethesda's portfolio of blockbusters games and beloved worlds, which you have nurtured over many decades. To double down on these franchises and invest to build new ones require us to look across the business to identify the opportunities that are best positioned for success. This reprioritizing of titles and resources mean a few teams will be realigned to others and that some of our colleagues will be leaving us. All this just to suck the tit of Bethesda and ZeniMax teams. Here are the changes going into effect. Arcane Austin. The studio will close with some members of the team joining other studios to work on projects across Bethesda. Arcane Austin has a history of making impactful and innovative games, and it is a pedigree that everyone should be proud of. Redfall's previous update will be its last as we end all development on the game. The game and servers will remain online for players to enjoy while we provide make good offers to players who purchase the Hero DLC. If for some reason you wanted to play Redfall, ask for a refund immediately. We're going to have to start telling companies we want a refund because you closed down, you bought out a studio that was not necessarily Arcane Austin, who made Tango Gameworks. Yeah, I want my money back. Why? Because you closed Tangle Studios. Alpha Dog Studios. The studio will also close. We appreciate the team's creativity in bringing Doom to new players. Mighty Doom will be sunset on August 7th and will be turning off the abilities for players to make any purchases in the game. Tango Gameworks will also close. We are thankful for their contribution to Bethesda and players around the world. Hi-Fi Rush will continue to be available to players on the platform it is today. Look at that. Completely closed down the studio. No, it's just a successful game, so we'll at least keep it up. We'll keep it up. Fuck you guys. Pardon the language. But fuck them. Roadhouse Games. The team at Roadhouse Games will be joining ZeniMax Online Studios. Roadhouse has played a key role in many of our recent game launches, and bringing them into ZOS to work on the Elder Scrolls Online will mean we can do even more to grow the world that millions of players call home with this consolidation of our Bethesda studio teams so that we can invest more deeply in our portfolio of games and newer IP. A small number of roles across select Bethesda publishing and corporate teams will also be eliminated. Those whose roles will be impacted will be notified today, and we ask that you please treat your departing colleagues with respect and compassion. We will provide our full support to those who are impacted in today's notification and through their transitions, including severance benefits informed by local laws. I wonder if Grum's ever talked about it, but I wonder what severance pay is for these people. I feel like it's shit. That's why he even went out of its way, which is informed by local laws. That tells me that if it wasn't informed by local laws, they probably wouldn't get shit. Hi-Fi Rush just got a PEGI rating for the Switch last week. Switch prints money. Seems short-sighted, shutting them down. These changes are not a reflection of the creative and skill of the talent individuals at these teams or the risks they took to try new things. I acknowledge that these changes are also disruptive to the various support teams across ZeniMax and Bethesda. Oh, poor that bring our games to market. We are making these tough decisions to create capacity to increase investment in other parts of our portfolio and focus on our priority games. Doesn't that so? Let's use liberal arts, for example. Back when I was in college, whether you were in computer animation, 2D, illustration, my friend Eric was in illustration, you had to make a portfolio at the end of the day. So your best work that you did that was, I guess, graded the best, you put in there and you submit it at the end. And when the teacher looks at everything and goes, yeah, you passed it, like, you're good. Yep, you did through teaching, but yeah, you went through the courses, you learned a lot, your skills improved. These are the best of the best, and yeah, we'll say that you passed. Here's your degree. Imagine you doing all this stuff. Imagine you making like a graded artwork. And then someone else who has a lot of money comes in, buys because they donated to the studio or whatever, or to the area, the field that you're in, looks at your artwork and goes, that's really good. I'm going to go ahead and just buy that from you. And then I'm going to put it into my own portfolio, even though I did nothing. That is literally what that guy just said, in my opinion. That's why he made sure to emphasize that this isn't about, what you did. Reflecting on the creative skills and the talented individuals. Not about that. If the game is good, we want it so that we could slap it into our portfolio. Because heaven forbid, we don't want to put in the effort to make it. Bullshit. Bethesda remains one of the key pillars of Xbox with a strong portfolio of amazing games and thriving communities. And now you're just going to shove Hi-Fi Rush into there. As we look at the future, there is an impressive lineup of games on the horizon. In 2024 alone, we have Starfield, garbage. a Shattered Space, or is it actually Starfield Shattered Space? Fallout 76, Skyline Valley isn't Fallout 76 shit too? Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, garbage. And the Elder Scrolls Online Golden Road, have no clue. All those games he mentions, I don't ever recall seeing people talking huge praise about it. What is he talking about? As we align our plans and resources to best set ourselves up for success in this complex and changing industry, our teams across Arcane Lion, Bethesda Game Studios, ID Software, Machine Games, ZeniMax, Online Studios, and Bethesda Publishing and corporate teams will be well positioned to build new IP, explore new game concepts, and expand our existing franchises. Matt, what are your thoughts about this response from Sarah Bond about the Xbox Studio closure? Let us know in the comments below. She should be fired immediately for not answering a simple question. How hard is it to respond to it? It's because they don't want to respond to. This Matt Booty guy can also fist himself too, because he literally admitted, like, Bethesda, key pillar into our strong portfolio. We are making these tough decisions to create capacity to increase investment in other parts of our portfolio. That's all it is. Buy out these studios, whatever successful games or rising of a successful game is going to be. Buy the studio, fire everybody, put that in your portfolio and said, yeah, that's our portfolio. We did that. If I'm assuming, again, I'm kind of going off the cuff here. So if there's other aspects of this I'm not getting, maybe that's different, but that's how it seems to me. And it seems like garbage. That's pretty much all the articles I had pulled up today. So I actually need to get some food here. And probably will hop online for a little bit for gaming afterwards. So just keep an eye out, but appreciate everybody who came to hang out on Rumble, YouTube, and X. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. What a terrible pitch I'm doing. Make sure to like and subscribe, smash that thumbs up, ring that bell, help push up that algorithm. You can check out the descriptions to see any other social media I have listed in there. And of course, always grateful and blessed and humbled about any support of the channel, whether it's algorithms or memberships or whatnot, but really appreciate it. Thanks to everyone who hung out with me. Brain While Brain Gaming, thank you. See you later, Mr. Anonymous, Todd. But yeah, I should be back on a little bit later here. Probably going to continue more Beyond Good and Evil. But until then, take care. God bless. Catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.